Yes, that's
Very.
a good example.
Thank you.
All right, don't let go of your Hello and welcome to Cassette Take, where you can eject wherever you want, but please don't forget to rewind. I'm Ethan.
I'm Annmarie.
And Annmarie, what'd we go see?
We just got out of scene No Other Choice.
Yes, No Other Choice, directed by Park Chan-wook, starring Lee Byung-hun, who, if you don't know either of those names by heart, directed films like Oldboy and The Handmaiden. I'm not too familiar with the director's work. I just know he's very popular.
Mhm.
In regards to the main lead, Lee Byung-hun, um, you may know him from Squid Game, and you may also know him from, judging by our audience, you may know him from a little movie that you may have heard,
Just a small
a
one.
little small baby movie,
Not matter.
K-pop Demon Hunters, as Guima, the big old flame with a face.
You know what? I love it. I love his role in it. I love that he's in this too. So
Yeah, a great actor, great director, great team all around. Going into this movie, I was not really sure what to expect, other than just from what we got from the trailer, which was like a dark drama with maybe a little hint of comedy in there, kind of like something what we saw with Parasite, where we did see, that good blend of dark comedy and a lot of satire involved. And, I was surprised by like the screening that we were going to see was an early access screening. For a movie like this, I wasn't expecting an IMAX screening, but that was where the early access screening was being showed. So like, okay, the cinematography better show up here. And boy, does this movie really come together in spades. It is a masterful piece, and I gotta find out, Amory, you were more in the dark here than I in regards to what to expect from this movie. What did you think?
well, I'll be honest, again, this is like I feel like this is the third movie you're like, "Hey, do you wanna go see this?" And I'm like, "No, not really." And then we go see it, and I was like, "Oh, I get it now." I'm like, "Ethan's right once again in this situation."
3 for 3,
Three
let's go!
3 for 3. I really didn't know much. I don't think I even saw a trailer for this movie. I think all I knew was on the AMC app, it said comedy and thriller. And I'm like, "Oh, great, let's go." And so I really did enjoy this movie though, which I'm surprised. I just did not think I was gonna like it at all. So
Yeah, it was it was kind of funny because we get there in the theater and we're sitting down, Amory kinda leans over to me and it's just it's like, "This isn't, like, scary at all, right?"
I
'Cause
don't do horror movies.
'Cause I saw thriller in, like, the description, and I'm like, "But did you also see comedy?"
I was just double checking. I don't know.
No, but to your point, though, this movie does actually demonstrate yes, there's that thriller side of it, and it is very prevalent throughout the film,
Mhm.
but, oh my gosh, there's a lot of comedy in this movie.
I did not think it was gonna be that funny, and I was cracking up. I think it was even funnier because usually I'm the type of person where I'm like, "Please don't talk in a movie theater," or like, "If you laugh, try to keep it quiet," and all that. I know I'm like one of those sticklers, but there was a woman sitting next to us, and she was cracking up, and it made me crack up even more. I found this movie so charming.
Yeah, the person sitting next to us definitely it seemed like she was really, like, looking forward to this movie for a while, and it delivered for her, and my gosh, it just, yeah, really enhanced our experience as a result. I was laughing my butt off quite a bit. There's one scene in particular that really sticks out to me, I mean, I won't go too much into I think this is a movie where you can't really deliver too much information for, like, we'll give a little description of the main synopsis for you, but if we go into it too much, I feel like it will kind of ruin your experience as a result. So, the basic rundown, though, of the movie is a pretty simple one
Yeah.
that with a little dark twist at the end of how what one man is willing to do for his family when he loses his job and is having tough luck elsewhere looking for a job. And it really speaks to the current corporate world and like how uh what people are willing to do. And in this character's case, he is willing to take out the competition.
Yeah.
So
Pretty much, yeah.
or at least attempt to do so. We won't go into whether he does or doesn't. You'll have to find out when you eventually, inevitably, see the movie. I gotta say, Emery, this movie went in so many different directions I did not expect it to go.
We both came out and we're like, "Wow, we didn't think it was gonna go that way, but it went that way," and I loved it for it. So
Yeah, and I think due to the performances and just like the direction of the movie, it really comes together to formulate a very real, like a very visceral feeling here. That sense of verisimilitude where it's just that you're so immersed by these performances, by this direction, that at times it almost feels like what you're watching is happening in real time.
mhm.
And I felt that so many times. Like these aren't actors on screen. This is just like actual people, and these circumstances just suck, you
Yeah.
know?
Well, yeah, because there was certain points in this film where the main character is about to do something, and I'm just sitting on the edge of my seat. I'm like, Is he actually like, this is a good guy, like, is he actually gonna do this?" And I totally agree where when you say you felt like you weren't really watching a film, you were just watching someone go about their day, and so I was shocked by that. I really, like, I didn't know any I didn't even know this movie was Korean at first. I really didn't know anything, and so I was pleasantly surprised by it.
Yeah, and okay, the cinematography,
Oh, beautiful.
not only beautiful, but very distinct and unique. And I say that, and I'm just about to compare it to something else, but there's Alien Romulus, right? A lot of people are familiar with that show from earlier this year. Something uh, that was very common throughout that show was kind of layering certain images, fading into other
Mhm,
scenes and imagery, and it really was an interesting choice, one that you had to kind of get used to, and adapt to as the show went on, but as a result, I feel like it really enhanced my experience of that show and really was a great use of the imagery in every aspect of the screen. Here, there's something similar that is done, except it feels much more fluid,
mhm,
and it feels like every single time they do it, I'm looking at an ever-changing painting in motion,
mhm.
and I love that. It's constantly like an evergreen movie, and to accomplish something like that where, yes, we know it's a motion picture. That's exactly what it is. It's a movie, duh. But I feel like it really takes a new meaning to that word, or at least a new perspective to that form of cinematography.
Yeah, there's definitely you know this about me, like, there's shots that make me, like, giggle inside and, like, get super excited about, like, in Ballerina this year, there's a shot that I, like, jumped in my chair, and so when stuff like that happens, like, I can just feel it inside, and there's this shot where it's so simple, like, he is hiding behind the rock, and it's, like, looking out at other people, and then it, like, turns when he turns, and it was so, like, just seamless in a way, and it made me, like, I don't know, like, have that giggle inside. I was like, that was so cool, like, you could do that with a camera?" And so, I love shots like that, but overall, it's, like, it's a really, like, really good color film too, like,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how to describe that feeling of, like, color, but it was just, like, such a warm tone, and it's something that I really enjoy about films that take that seriously too.
Yeah, absolutely, and, you know, when I was talking about cinematography, I was mainly referring to the layering, but yes, absolutely, like, the camera movements, even for something simple as to, like, how someone looks at their phone and how they perceive something in their phone, and the reflections used on, like, a screen or tablet, like, to kind of when it goes dark and then it shows someone else's reflection, and in the context of certain scenes, what that implies, what that means. There's one shot even within, like, a glass
Mhm.
like, while someone's drinking, and it's just like, why would I wanna see that? But again, in the context of the movie, of the scene, it works so well, and it's just like, "Wow, I never thought about it that way, and I would never have thought to get a shot like that."
Yeah, I really liked, like, the certain scenes of it. I don't think I've seen the director's other films. You mentioned Oldboy, right?
Yeah, Oldboy is one, and I know that's his most popular one, like, from the early 2000s. I definitely need to see that. I was looking at the director's repertoire and was like, "Oh my gosh, how have I not seen that, that, and that?" So I'll definitely get on that. Don't worry for all you fans of the director. I'm gonna get on that. But no, yeah, Oldboy was definitely one of them.
Yeah, I love when I find new directors too, and so this is a guy that I definitely want to follow more because it was a film that I really did enjoy, and I really did not think I was gonna enjoy this at all, so
There aren't, like, too many flaws here. I'm trying to think of flaws while we're talking here. I can't really think of many.
there's only one that comes to my head. I think the pacing of it in the middle was kind of rough for me,
Mm,
to be honest, because again, this movie very different from what we thought we were gonna go see.
yes.
Just the story overall. And so I think at a certain point it slows but then picks up. And so I think just the pace of it. It's a pretty it's like 2 hours and 20 minutes, I think. So it's a decent sized movie.
Yeah, and I actually think that the, pacing when it gets to the middle part of it, just how untraditional it is,
Yes.
it kind of works to what we were talking about earlier with how it's a movie that feels real and goes to the rhythm of life,
Mhm.
and I think that's why the pacing was the way it was. It may not work for everybody, in that sense, because it's not only, culturally a different movie, it's just also a different innovative way of pushing a narrative, and trying to convey your message in such a distinct way to really carry your own voice, no matter, where what your background may be.
Yeah.
And I think it really works to this movie's benefit, especially the more I thought about it, because I think coming out of it, you and I were talking about, oh, maybe the pacing at the beginning was like a little slow and then
Mhm.
towards the middle could have like used a little work. But the more I thought about, it, the more I had time to marinate with the movie, it really was like, wow, this is one that really it works to its benefit the way it was paced, the way it was running and flowing. So, I mean, I don't know. That's just how it worked for me at least,
Yeah.
over time. And I love movies that make you think more about it, and you get more of it the more you think about it. Even before you see it a second time, just dwelling on it to let marinate with you a bit.
Yeah, it's kind of like the pacing's very intentional, kind of like Call Me by Your Name, where it's like
Yes, that's
very
a good example.
thank you.
All right, don't let go of your
But it's a pretty good example because like Call Me by Your Name, it's a lot of people have a problem with that movie because of the pacing and Army Hammer, but the pacing of
well, and it's a wonderful take on peaches, but
oh stop. But I think it's so interesting because that movie is so intentional that it is kind of a slower pace because you're building up to this relationship
right.
between these two guys. And so with this, very similar, where it is kind of like everyday life. Like, what would happen if you lost your job? And so I think that was something that, again, once I kind of understood where we were going, it felt a little bit easier to like stomach down in a way. And so I wasn't like as frustrated with it. But because like you said, it's a pretty good movie. Like there's not much that we can criticize here.
Exactly, and one of those, points is the acting of the ensemble here. We have a great cast in the family, which was a very strong focus of the movie, a lot more than I thought it would be focused on.
Mhm.
I thought the focus would be more focused on the dynamic between the, main lead and who he may or may not take out, but here it does a really good job at balancing his active dynamic with his family, who he's trying to get a job for and fend for, but also with who he is studying, if you will, doing a little reconnaissance for. And it,
His wife is amazing.
oh my gosh, yes, she is so great, so charismatic too.
His wife is so amazing. She has this scene at the end where they're just together hugging each other because they have a thing about hugging each other for 1 minute. And it was just she was conveying something that I felt was, like, really amazing, where you didn't, like, have to say any words. I feel like a lot of times movies are like, "We have to explain what's happening here," and it's like, no, you could just have these actors act and, like, convey that too.
Well, because most studios believe we're constantly on our phones while we're doing things,
Oh
and
my god,
which we would never do.
maybe you're right. Maybe you're right.
By the way, Son Ye-jin, I hope I'm pronouncing that
Mm,
correctly, is the one that played Miri, the wife in the movie, and yes, she does such a phenomenal job, not only capturing, like, the moments in this one scene where there's a passionate hug that lasts for a certain period of time, but also just delivering comedy in dark moments. I think
mm,
out of just about everyone, like, she was probably the best at that.
yeah.
Just, the timing of it all and just her cadence with it just really knocked it out of the park and provided that believability to really enhance that comedy because some of the best comedy comes from what is the most true.
I have to agree with you on that, like, when she speaks, she has the best comedy, but the main guy, he's kind of playing, like, a bumbling dad.
Mm.
He had good comedy too. Like, when you can, like, do that spatial comedy, I love that, so
Oh, yeah, a lot more physical. Yeah. He also delivered quite a bit. And yeah, again, there was one scene in the movie in particular, I won't
I
go
know
into it.
exactly what you're
Yeah,
talking about.
it just had me dying. But, it is just such a masterfully put together movie. I wanna take a lot of those frames we saw that were on the screen and put them on my wall. It was and not just, like, almost every frame. When I was thinking of, like, the terminology of every frame of painting, this is now one of the movies that comes up into my mind.
Mhm.
So, definitely gonna be going on that seeing if there's any
Yeah.
line.
Just double checking.
Yeah, it's like, I want this frame in the this one and this one."
Now, did this get nominated for some Golden Globes too?
Yes, so I believe it was, there's some performance ones, I believe, for the, main lead, and also the supporting cast, but I believe it's, been nominated for Best Foreign Language Film, again, relative to English in the US, but also it has been nominated for, the Critics' Choice Awards as Best Picture, and I believe
Mhm.
also maybe the Golden Globes as well, Best Picture for comedy. I don't know, they keep genre mixing their
There's so
nominations.
many. It's also because I think you and I very much look at the Oscars, and so this is a film that could be nominated for Best Picture, and
Absolutely.
I think the unfortunate part is, its chances to win, I feel like, are pretty slim, where just, unfortunately, I feel like, and this is my opinion, more English speaking films will have a better chance of winning. I understand, like there is some exceptions here, but it's unfortunate because I do think this is a really standout movie, and so I do hope it gets its cadence too.
Yeah, and it's interesting you bring up that point. We have had some fairly recent exceptions with that movie, like Parasite,
Hmm.
in particular, where it was the winner of Best Picture, and I believe Best Director
Yeah.
as well for Bong Joon-ho, and and well deservedly so. But when it comes to this movie, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I actually might have a stronger chance at least than I initially had thought going
Hmm.
into it." And I believe as it stands right now, it holds a 100% on Rotten Tomatoes with nearly 100 critic reviews. So, I mean, there might be something here that a lot of people aren't seeing that we didn't see at first that might lead it to be the next be Best Picture here at the Oscars.
Are you willing to bet on that?
I we'll have to see because
You'll
again,
wait till the nominations come out.
we'll see how the Golden Globes go, how the Critics' Choice Awards go, and of course, like SAG and like DGA, like all this other stuff, all the other awards we classically see that lead up to the Oscars that give us a better idea of what's to come. When we get a feel for what everyone else in Hollywood is kind of thinking, then we'll have a better idea, and I'll be willing maybe to whip out my wallet. I don't know. Just like a Spider-Man Velcro one, like What do you think?
How much are we talking?
But, it's interesting that, we're talking about Parasite here as well as a reference because what we saw with Bong Joon-ho after his success with winning Best Picture is he went on to do Mickey 17, a studio movie, a big Hollywood studio movie. That one, at least for us,
It didn't work.
it it had its
Go
moments.
check out our review.
Yeah, and it just not it didn't work for us. The bottom line, you can look at our review, listen to our full thoughts there. But yeah, in other words, didn't work for us. Now, Amory, do you think we're gonna get something similar here? If this movie wins Best Picture, is this director gonna be given a bigger budget, a bigger studio to work with to do something bigger here? I mean, he does have more of a like accolade-filled past, and is more notable in the US market than Bong Joon-ho was before Parasite, but I don't know, will it lead to his immediate next movie being like a Mickey 17 level of, financial assistance and, aid and just kind of getting that level of filmmaking?
I wasn't prepared for this question, but I love it because it's so interesting because we are kind of comparing those two movies and those two directors. And a part of me wants to say no because I just don't think that really works out anymore. Where you have a director that does something niche and then does that. I'm thinking of Chloe Zhao in The Eternals. That popped in my mind too. I just don't think it works.
Another example, by the way,
Mm.
before you continue is, what's her name? Is Celine Song, director of Past Lives, who went on to
Mm.
do Materialist with,
Yes.
that was A24, I think, right?
A24. Yeah.
So yeah, you had another one there that, was a bigger budget with relatively bigger stars, and, we kind of saw where that went. We didn't review that one actually, I don't think.
Materialist?
Yeah, no, we went to go see it, but I don't think we actually reviewed that
Oh,
one.
we didn't. I
No,
don't think we did actually.
in a nutshell, Amory hated it. I actually enjoyed it.
We'll talk about it
Another
later.
time. But as you were saying,
I I want to say no, but I feel like the money market's gonna say yes at this point. But it really depends because again, every director has their bad days. Steven Spielberg, the greatest director, did Jurassic Park 2. Like there's stuff that just doesn't work sometimes, but sometimes it does. And so I really don't know, but I feel like it's gonna be a yes. So
yeah. I have a feeling it would be too, but again, even though Celine Song didn't win Best Picture, she still went on to do Materialist. Well, I mean,
Like, that's the thing, like, it's just interesting that, like, that happens so
yeah.
often now, like, we just named 3 examples of it, and
And
so
you really just need a nomination at this point.
Yep.
By that logic. So, which is still a big deal. That's a huge deal.
Yeah, and so I'm sure they wanna keep climbing the ladder and do bigger and bigger films, but to me, like, I don't know if it really works, so
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see, what's the next step for him. And I'm definitely excited to see it either way.
Mhm.
Hopefully, at least from my opinion, that goes more of the way of Celine Song, more so than Bong Joon-ho.
Yeah.
Um, Again, that's all subjective. Don't go after me here. But yeah, it's gonna be very interesting to see where it goes. Now, Amory, we gotta rate this thing.
Let's bring it.
All right, so out of 10, there's so many. Usually, I can't come up with things, but because there's not enough.
Usually I cut this part out too.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
But here, there's so many different things I could pick from
Yeah.
that are very like ancillary items. Um, Out of 10 oven mitts,
Okay.
out yeah, out of 10 oven mitts, how many would you give No Other Choice out of 10?
I think, you know, we let this marinated a little bit before we did this recording. And if you would have asked me a couple of days ago, I think my answer would have been lower. But I think right now there isn't much that I can say hurt this film. And so I think you're gonna be shocked. I'm gonna give it a 10. I did
Eh,
not think I was gonna give it a 10. I was leaning more towards a 9 the other day. But thinking about it more and more, this film it really captured something that I felt was especially unique in a movie that I hadn't seen before. And I think it was something, again, where credit to you, I was not looking forward to this film. And to go into a film and be like, wow, that was actually really good. Top marks for me. And so it's something that I really enjoyed.
Wow. You hear that, guys? Always listen to your friend Ethan.
Oh man, it's gonna give him an ego.
And Go. Don't cut that. Do not cut that, Beecher. Heroin, cut that. It's perfection, comedy perfection. No, I gotta say this movie definitely delivered quite a bit more than I thought it would. I knew that like going into it, it was highly reviewed and rated by critics that did see it, like whether it be at various different festivals or what have you. But this movie really delivered and hit me in all the right ways. And every single frame of this movie, due to the performance, the cinematography, the directing, every single aspect of this movie is just so meticulously placed and but feels so real as if it wasn't. And it's just sheer perfection of storytelling, in my opinion. And at the end of the day, I can't give it anything else but a 10.
Mhm.
If I were to give it anything lower, then don't listen to Ethan. Never listen to Ethan with his ego.
Don't rewind.
Don't rewind. Go like the episode of Seinfeld with, like, George Costanza doing the opposite
Yeah.
and just having so much success with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I gotta give it a 10 out of 10.
Awesome.
But guys, no other choice. Have you seen it? We went to a little early screening and saw it in IMAX.
Mhm.
If you have the opportunity to see an IMAX, we highly recommend it. But whether you have or haven't, we wanna know, what are your thoughts on this movie? Are you excited to go see if you haven't seen it? Or have you been looking forward to it for a while? Like the person sitting next to us seemed like they had been, and it delivered in spades for them. If you have seen the movie, what do you think about it? Did you love it? Did you think it was as sheer perfection as I thought it was? Do you think it's one that you might need to sit with a bit, like Annmarie, where you can give it a 10 out of 10, deservedly so, and just have it fulfill you as the director sought to do. So whatever you're thinking, let us know your takes on our tapes in those comments down below. And with that, Emery, I think that about does it.
Let's wrap it.
All right, guys. So thank you for joining us again on this wonderful episode of Cassette Take. We hope you haven't ejected thus far into the podcast, but whether you have or haven't, please don't forget to rewind. I've been Ethan,
I'm Marie.
and don't forget to go to the dentist.
Oh, please don't forget.
See the movie, you'll understand.